Now that you have Python and Visual Studio Code installed, follow along with me as I create a sales tax calculator program. Let's open a terminal and enter in Python or Python 3 if you're on a Mac. If you're on Windows, open a command prompt and enter Python or just Py to start the interpreter. Now let's enter in two variables. Amount equals 10 and press enter. That will be the purchase amount. And then type tax equals 0.06 and press enter. That will be our sales tax as 6%. Now we can use those variables to calculate the total. On the next line, let's enter total equals amount plus amount times tax and press enter. Then we can type just total into the interpreter and press enter to see its value, which is $10.6 or $10.60. Great, we created a little tax calculator program. The nice thing about the interpreter is that we could easily test out a few lines of Python code. But the bad thing about the interpreter is if we wanted to try new values for amount or tax, we have to type out the whole program again. Let's assign a new value to amount. We'll do amount equals 100. Then let's leave tax alone. It can stay as 0.06, which is what it still is in memory. But then to calculate the total again, we need to enter total equals amount plus amount times tax again. Then to see what the new total is, let's enter total again, and we see our new total is $106. The way we can save programs like this so we can reuse them is creating a Python script like we saw when we installed Visual Studio Code in the last video. So let's open VS Code and open the Python course folder on the desktop that we created earlier, or whatever folder you created. Then we'll create a new file with this button here and name it tax.py. A file with the .py extension is either called a Python script or a Python program. Then we can copy and paste the lines of code we entered into the interpreter before. And now if we run this with the green button, we can see we actually don't get any output. That's because we can't just type the value we want like in the interpreter. We have to use the print function. So instead of just total, we type print followed by parentheses and then put the total variable inside the parentheses. Now if we run this, we see $106 printed to the screen. Great, now we have our working Python program saved to a file. Now we can change the values if we want. We could change amount to 200 and sales tax to 7% and run it again easily. From now on, we'll write our programs in Python scripts instead of using the interpreter. But it's nice to know the interpreter is there if you ever need it. In the next video, let's take a closer look at the print function and how to use text in Python.